everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show with your host, me, Beanie Man, and Mo the service dog, who is right now quietly sleeping over on the other side of my desk. So we'll see if he stays there or decides to chase a cat again like he did the other day in the studio. So it's like, anyway. So today I have an amazing guest here, and we were connected through Facebook because I put out a call for guests. Because I was like, I want to do a show. I probably need guests. so I put out a call on Facebook, and so Twila, it's Kaye, right? Twila Kaye?
Yes.
Okay. I love your first name.
Thank you.
So, and we were connected, and I believe you were one of the ones that found it through Angel Tussie, right?
Correct.
Yes. So thank you, Angel. Love you. So Twila and I have been chatting a little bit, and I just love her story because, I love stories. Life is all about stories, right? So welcome to the show, Twila. Thank you so much for being on here and for doing this, and the Zoom thing is new to me. I think you're my third or fourth Zoom interview that I'm doing, and I'm always sitting there going, please work, please work, please work.
We love technology when it works.
When it works. We absolutely love it. So welcome to the show, Twila. Thank you for being here. And, well, I was going to say being up so early, but you're an hour ahead of me. So I'm like,
yes. Beanie, thank you so much for having me. I'm just so honored and grateful to be here with you this morning. And I love your mug.
Right?
Yes, I love that.
I have another one that has
all the
on it.
Superheroes. Yes.
Thank you. I know.
My daughter would love that.
I believe we're all our own superheroes in our story. So it's like, I like this. And I have a Wonder Woman one too. It's my favorite.
Yes.
Anyway, so tell us a little bit about you, because you are amazing. And I just love what you shared with me so far. And of course, I'm like, do you want to continue? I want to stop now and then repeat it all.
Well, I can always repeat it, right?
Right. Because and it's a fantastic story, and I just love it, and I love your message.
Thank you.
So there you go.
Yeah, it's
all
been
yours.
It's been a great life. As we were talking about before, and I was explaining, I started my first business when I was 9 years old. And I get questions like yours all the time. What were you doing? Mowing lawns, delivering newspaper. What were you doing?
My thing was, were you renting out your bicycle?
Yes. Was I renting out my bicycle? And no, I was raising livestock. I did that for a 4-H project. And at the end of that year, I looked at my dad and said, why are they making the money and not me? And he said, I don't know why. And from that point forward, I did it as my own business. And at the age of 10 was making full presentations and sales presentations with, the flip charts and everything.
Right.
Grocery store owners and boards of directors of different investment groups and meat market butchers and, people that would buy my animal, that would give me investment money to seed money every year to buy the animals and raise them and feed them and then, sell them off to them for
so cool.
all of our dinner.
It's like dinner time. But so, the thing is, there's grown-ups who get mortified if they have to talk in front of a board of directors or do presentations. Yeah. And here you are at age 10.
Yes.
Wow. Kudos to you. Was it scary at first, or were you just like, hey, you need to hear what I got?
My family would say, oh no, she was just right in there, because we watch family home movies all the time, and they're like, watch for it. There's Twi. Because at some point I'll come in and make this ta-da entrance, right?
Good for you.
For me, the kudos really go to my parents, because they were entrepreneurs all of their lives. They both held very prestigious careers. My dad was the captain of our fire department there in Henderson, Nevada, and my mom was our county fair manager and had started a fair from literally nothing, from having maybe 20 to 30 participants and 100 people in attendance to over 175,000 people in attendance, and
Wow.
tens of 40 to 50,000 participants in the fair. And so she had really grown that through the years. And so they were very entrepreneurial. They owned a 7-Eleven store, a clothing store, I mean, you name it. And my dad owned a production business where we would put on rodeos and barbecues for the different conventions that would come into Las Vegas. And by the age of 13, I started singing professionally. My parents took me when I was 8, 9 years old to see Barbara Mandrell. She opened for Kenny Rogers in the New Edition. I'm dating myself here at the Golden Nugget in downtown Vegas. And I said, I want to be her when I grow up. And
Good for you.
At 13, I started singing professionally and went on the road. And as I grew older and marriage and family became important, then I went into real estate and worked almost every facet of real estate for 23 years. And one morning in 2007, woke up and said, I'm going to try to stop trying to love what I do and do what I love. And
I love that phrase.
My business again. That is my coined phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to love what you're doing and do what you love.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah. So
I'm going to title the episode like that.
Great. I love that.
So love what you do.
Stop trying to love what you do and do what you love.
You got to message that to me.
Okay. I will message that to you. It is my mantra. I have it hanging everywhere in front of me on a daily basis.
And it makes all the difference.
It does. It does.
All the difference.
It is my mantra. And, I quit my job in real estate and I opened up a brick and mortar retail gift basket and corporate gifting store. And why I thought I could stay open while in the 2009-2010 episode.
Because you are amazing.
And everybody else was going out of business. Well, I'm an eternal optimist, right? And
you are amazing.
And I thought, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, but we did have to close our doors. And I cried in bed for 3 days. And then as my dad always said,
3 whole days?
3 whole days. And
I think you overdid it there a little bit.
I heard my dad on my shoulder saying, cowgirl up, cowgirl up. And so I did, and changed my business model. And within just a few short years, we became one of the largest in the nation wholesale manufacturers and drop shippers for sugar-free and diabetic friendly.
That is amazing.
We were servicing 166 other online retailers and big box stores with.
Wow, that is amazing. Good for you.
Yeah, it was, I certainly learned a lot during that period, and I got to do a lot of great things in that pinnacle of success of, teaching other women how to start and grow their own businesses, and particularly through the Spark program at St. Mary's College in Notre Dame, to high potential under-resourced women.
Oh, I like that.
At the end of our 13-week entrepreneurial program, then they were awarded a $5,000 microloan to start their business. And
wow, that is awesome.
I really give kudos to St. Mary's College, to Key Bank. They're in the South Bend, Indiana area.
Do they still have the program going? Is that still a thing?
You still have the program going, and I've actually, the program was licensed to me, and I still perform that program as well.
Nice.
Yes.
That is awesome.
It is a wonderful program.
Because it is so needed, and I wish more places would do it.
Yes. And it was really there that I found my calling. Mm-hmm. And my passion and my advocacy for women's entrepreneurship, and not just so that women could have a business, but for me, it's more of that sense of self-reliance. My father was killed in a tragic accident in 2008. Mm-hmm. And we had always known my mother as very independent. And what I found through that event was there's a grave difference between independence and self-reliance.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely. That it's huge.
Yes, it is a huge difference. And I had never, it's when you're put in that situation, that's really when you start to see differences and things. And
absolutely
really opened up all of our eyes that yes, our mother was hugely independent and wildly independent, and she was her own woman and had her own voice and taught us girls to have our own voices. But she was not self-reliant, and it was very scary of how was she going to go on without my dad. They had his retirement income that she would now only get half of, and they would no longer have his income. And although they had some life insurance, it was right at that stage of life where term life insurance goes away. And you have to fund your own.
Right.
Right. And, cash in your hole that you've maybe had for 10 years. And they had retirement money set away and stuff, but we saw that dwindling within a few years, and
it goes fast. I mean, especially with the cost of living rising and, and plus you're used to a certain standard of living. Yeah. Correct. I mean, it goes quick.
Correct. It does. And so it really opened my eyes to the difference between a woman being independent and strong and powerful and all of these words that we use now to boost our confidence, to really being self-reliant. And so I am wildly passionate and just strong advocate for women to become self-reliant. And I believe the only way for us to do that is to own our own destiny and not beholden to someone else. And there are great companies out there, and I'm not saying that a woman shouldn't, work for someone else. It's just my belief is that self-reliance piece comes in when you work for yourself.
It does. It does. And it's huge. I mean, it's like for me, 10 years ago when we moved to Colorado, I was like, well, the kids were old enough now. And I was like, who am I? What do I want to do? I mean, I'm the wife, I'm the sort of, military spouse, the mother, the this, the that, the that. And I was like, who am I? Yes. Who am I? What do I want to do? And I tried the JOB thing. It's not for me.
Well, no. And the older that we get, I found through friends now, and even my own sister who's faced with a strike in their school district. She's a school teacher and she's facing a strike in their school district. And the superintendent has already threatened, if the teachers strike, it's against your contract, we'll fire you all and we'll hire all new in. At 57 years old, to think I'm going to be without a job because I've had a job all of my life. What am I going to do? Who's going to hire me? And, I get a lot of flack for this because a lot of women say, people hire people that are older. And yes, it's true, but it's much more difficult.
It's difficult, but it's like, it's probably not the job that you actually want. I mean, a lot of times it's like, when we get older, I mean, we're forced to take a job. We're unhappy in it, but we need it because it pays the bills.
Correct.
And that's huge. And job security, like it used to be 20, 30, 40 years ago, is no more.
We don't have it in this country. For certain, we don't have it in this country anymore. And sure, entrepreneurship is risky, but if you have the confidence in yourself, and I love the definition that I heard not too long ago from Brendan Burchard of confidence. And the definition was the ability to figure things out. That is what confidence really is that without a shadow of a doubt within yourself that you have the ability to figure things out.
I'm writing it down. It's like
confidence isn't about already knowing everything or already being able to do everything. It is just having an inner knowing that you can figure things out along the way, that you don't have to know everything right now, that you can learn it, that you can grasp it, that you can master it, all of those things. So if you know inside of you that you have the ability to do that, then you have confidence.
I love that.
I do too. I love that because it gives way to confidence where many women never thought haven't thought for years that they've had it,
Right.
or that they lost it somewhere along the way. And it really is just that inner knowing that no matter what it is, you can figure it out, and
I
you have
love
the
that.
ability to
Well,
learn
that's
it.
the other thing too. For us women, we're taught to put everybody before us,
Yes.
and put ourselves on the back burner. And I tell people, no, you need to make yourself a number one priority.
Well, you do. And I know this analogy gets overused a lot, but it really is the, put your mask on in the airplane before you try to help anyone else.
Exactly.
If you are not self-reliant yourself, you'll never be able to help your children and your family when there's
they're old enough now they can fend for themselves.
Right. And mine are too, they're 30 or 35 and 30.
They're fine.
And I say that same thing, but then I think for myself, I have to always make sure that I have a way to support myself and to continue being able to go and visit my children. And, when they bless me with grandchildren, I'm putting that out there to the universe. When they bless me with grandchildren, to be able to spend time with them. Well, you can't do that if you're beholden to a job and you're having to work to just pay your bills.
And
if
you
all
get 2
you
weeks
do,
of a year vacation time if you're lucky.
if you're lucky, if you even have the income at that time,
right,
to not have to just stay home during your vacation time. And, just getting by for me isn't good enough. That's just not good enough. I don't need, yachts and big fancy cars and big fancy houses. Of course we all dream about that someday, but
I mean, we don't need them, but they're sure nice to have.
Absolutely. And I have goals of that,
Right.
We've had big houses and little houses and everything else, and I have goals for that. But more than anything else, my goal is to be self-reliant, to where I can do all the things that I want to do and help people in the way that I want to help them. And I love what Oprah Winfrey said many years ago about money, that of course money isn't everything, but it gives you all the options to have everything and all the joy and happiness that you want. And it's so true. If you're passionate about giving to the homeless or helping people or whatever, with that financial self-reliance, you can do that. You can give to the charities of your choice in generous amounts. If you're just working to get by and just making a paycheck, you can't do those things. You can't put on your own oxygen mask, much less anyone else's. So
how long can you hold you?
As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. And I
couldn't tell. Could you get a little bit more animated? I can't tell.
Right. Okay, calm down.
No, don't. Because here's the thing too, and I say that too, when you're passionate, and you clearly are, your vibration goes way up.
Yes.
And we attract at whatever level we vibrate on. So if we're vibrating high, man, more good stuff is coming.
Yes.
Or the gooder stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's like, so talk with your hands.
I do that all the time.
I do too. And it's so fun. Sometimes it's funny. It's like I get so excited and I'm like, bam.
Yes. Well, and I get so excited that I just blah, 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 and I'm just talking and talking and talking and not letting anyone else get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I have that disease too. I'm okay with it though.
Yes, I'm very okay
with it.
Especially when we're talking about women and their self-reliance. I'm very okay with it.
Absolutely. And and I've watched it so many times. It's like you see these very successful women. And it saddens me when I see that they're really lacking self-esteem also.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, it hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart when you see these amazing, amazing women and men too. But it's like, own it, girlfriend, own it, step into you. You are phenomenal. Stop listening to the voices in your head. Stop listening to whatever other people are saying, because they're coming from their own place of insecurity. It's like, and sometimes I just want to shake it. I'm like,
I agree. And, I've worked with hundreds of women from everywhere, from all walks of life, from every country almost.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I found about that is more times than not, they're focusing more on what they haven't been able to do versus what they've already done.
Yes.
And when you go back and really timeline your life, it's why I start with my story at
Oh, I
my
have chills.
at
That's
9 years old, because that was a success. That was a win. Me becoming a professional singer at 13. Does that have anything to do with coaching and consulting and speaking and training now? No, well, a little bit, because, I was in front of people and I learned.
Kind of let you there somehow,
Somehow, some way. But it was a huge win.
Right.
And, even through my real estate career, I've had to, for myself, even in those times of starting to, self-doubt and all those things that we all do.
Right.
We all do. But just to go back and really look at the things that you have accomplished, that you have done in your life.
Right.
It's an instant self-esteem booster. And
absolutely. And I tell people too,
have the confidence that you can figure this out, whatever it is in front of you.
Right. And part of what I tell people do, it's like, and that, when they're focused on, well, I can't do this, I can't do that. And, this didn't happen, that didn't happen. And I said, when you look back, look how far you have come. Yes. That's the only reason to look back to me, is to see how far you have come and everything that you have accomplished, And I love my husband, because every once in a while he throws something out there and he goes, you've been pretty amazing. Even when things were dark inside of you and everything, you did blah, blah, blah. And I look at it and I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that. You're right.
And my husband does the same thing for me. And, unfortunately, there are a lot of women out there who don't have that type of encouragement and support. And you have to be that for yourself. And, to be that for yourself, keep a timeline. Like I've done that. I
was just going to say, it's like sometimes I sit down and I do a timeline.
A well-designed timeline of my life. And with the year marks and everything in the little bubble that has whatever that win was at that particular time in my life.
Right.
And it's like a huge, long yardstick print. I took it to the printer, had it printed, and it's on my office wall, so that every day I can look at that and remind myself of all the things that I've accomplished in my life, so I can continue to move forward. And we've all had those times of darkness, and I've certainly, even in recent years, had that for myself, and self-doubt and self-deprecation and, all of those things. And it's those type of exercises that bring me out of it every time. And
no, I love it. Absolutely. And what I started doing with the timeline, when I did my first timeline, I put all the ups in there. Now I put the downs in there as well.
Yes.
And then underneath the down, I write the lesson learned.
Yes.
Okay. It's like, what did I take away to make it to the next up?
Or where did that down lead me to where I am now?
Exactly.
And I do that cross.
Yeah, because it's really powerful for us to also embrace the dark times.
Yes.
Because and I just learned that because I was really good putting all the darkness from growing up and everything, put that away and really focus just staying on the fun and the light and what I do, until it was pointed out to me that I need to embrace the dark, because without the dark there is no light.
That's right.
And I was like,
and without those periods of our life, we wouldn't have made the decisions and choices and become the people and the things that we are today.
Exactly.
And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't change that about myself for the world.
Nope.
And there's been some pretty dark and pretty nasty and traumatic things that have happened through my life, as I'm sure yours and just
everybody,
a woman out there or anyone that's listening to this. And it doesn't take away from that. But all of that has led you to who you are and where you are today.
Right.
And be grateful for that.
Always. And I tell people too, it's like always come from a place of love and gratitude.
Yes.
You know, and I get people's like, so why would I be grateful for that?
Right.
And I laugh, and it's like, so, you know, when I do when I speak on stage and stuff, and I share my story and I talk about gratitude, I tell people that I'm grateful for my mother, and their eyes get this big, you know. And I laugh, and I said, and I know what you're thinking. How can I be grateful for what she's put me through?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And here's the thing, and I tell them, I said, she didn't kill me.
Yes.
I'm here to share my story.
Yes.
So for that, I'm grateful, because there's always something to be grateful for. And sometimes it's just a lesson in what not to do. It's like, yeah, oh, that was stupid. I'm not doing that again.
Right.
You know, but there's always something to be grateful for. And I know it's hard to see when you're like really down deep in the dumps. Believe me, been there. You know, it's hard to see, but there's always something to be grateful for. I may not see it right away, but it comes. And you know, sometimes I have people point out things to me, and I'm like, oh, couldn't see the forest with all the trees. Thank you.
Right. Right. You need that air traffic controller, right? I had a client that said that to me not too long ago. And he said, he said, I might be the captain of my plane, but you are my air traffic controller, and I would not be able to do this.
Oh, I like that.
You. And I thought, you know, that's incredible. Like, yes, that's what I want to be. I want to be that air traffic controller for people who are starting a business. And
absolutely. And the thing is too, so people like, so, you know, when they ask me, because I tell them I'm a mind shift coach, and they're like, huh? You mean a mindset coach? I said, no, I meant a mind shift coach, because you already have your own mindset.
Yes.
I'm not here to give you another one. That's not my job. I'm here to shift yours, to help you shift. Yes. I'm not even shifting it for you. I'm here to help you shift, to go from wherever level you're at to go to another. And that's all it is, you know, and we all need the traffic controller, the coaches. I mean, in sports and anything, you know, whether it's friends or whatever. I mean, we always need that outside perspective.
You bet.
You know, to point out the forest to us, because we can't see it with all the trees.
Yes.
You know, and it's right in front of us.
It's unattached to the outcome.
Right.
Right. Like I love my clients. I want to see everything for them that they want to see, but I am unattached to their outcome.
Right. And you have to be.
You do. So I can stay objective.
It's their journey.
Hey, you may want to turn left instead of turning right. Here's why. You know, and still letting them make the decision. But
I love it.
We all need that, right? We all need that person in our life that can see above the trees.
Right. So I have a question. The program that you started at the college there, and you said it's yours. So technically you could take that, or people could contact you and bring that to their schools. Is that how that could work? Or
yes, and I want to clarify, I actually did not start the program, I facilitated.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the program came from the Women's Entrepreneur Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Mary's College, Notre Dame had adopted the program.
Gotcha.
And when I was through with my stint as being a facilitator and mentor in the program, helping those high potential under-resourced women, then I licensed the program to take it and
gotcha.
And facilitate and mentor in other areas, in other schools and colleges. And it is meant to be a nonprofit.
Okay.
So it's not a profit center at all for me or anything else. But yes, schools, colleges, companies that want to put this on, we can certainly facilitate that and do that.
Very cool. Because, you know, my brain is going, it's like, oh, we need this in Colorado Springs.
It is an amazing
everywhere. So
I think one of the greatest moments for me as a facilitator, teacher, and mentor in that program was we had a young lady that came through. Her name was Rosemary, and she was so shy and had really throughout her entire life been through a very traumatic childhood and just really had no voice. And through the first part of the program, just didn't think she would ever be able to really own her own business. She just didn't think she had it in her, couldn't get up in front of people, anything. And when we got to teaching about networking and how to get in front of people and presenting and all of that, she shut down and just really had a hard time.
Oh, that just hurts, man.
Worked and worked and worked. And, you know, she kept with the program and she kept going through the classes.
For her though.
Yes. And at the end, we had them stand on stage and we had an audience of people there from the college and from the business community. And they had to give their 30-second commercial, their networking pitch, right?
Right.
And I'll be darned if Rosemary didn't just stand up, and boy, she stood right in the middle of the stage and just with such confidence and poise and grace and I mean, she just, I get chills every time.
I know, it's like
about it
over right now. It's like, wow.
To see her go from that timid, I don't think I can do this, riddled with doubt, to just standing there commanding the entire auditorium within just 11 weeks
that is amazing.
Just phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
Stuff like that makes my heart sing. It
yes.
really does. And it's just, wow, that is awesome.
And to date, I mean, they still have a 98% graduation rate, and over 96% are still in business after 5 years. I mean, that is
huge.
Amazing, because we continue the mentoring.
Right.
You know, we give them a mentoring for a year after the program, and, you know, SCORE is involved and banks are involved. Wherever we take this program, we get community and business support, business owner support in the community, and mentorship support, and all the things that they really need. And I'm telling you, there are a lot of very high potential. And what I mean by high potential is they have every reason inside. They have everything it takes
right
to do this. They may not recognize it, but we certainly do, right? And under resourced, they don't have the means to start it. They don't have the wherewithal to start it on their own. They don't even know where to begin, and, you know, haven't, you know, at that time, the restrictions were the annual household income could not be more than $30,000. So, you know, when there's an annual household income of $30,000, you're in poverty in this country.
Yes.
You're in poverty.
Yes.
And so, you know, that's what we mean by under-resourced. And
these
awesome. Women be able to start their businesses and grow them and become self-reliant, and
I love that.
To give their families what they need.
Yeah. No, and it's, yes. So you and I need to talk after this.
We need to stop crying now. And
no, keep crying, because those are happy tears and gratitude tears. No, but I mean, no, I really want to talk to you and see what needs to be done so we can bring this here. You know, because I didn't even know this exists. I mean, I know there's stuff out there, but we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
So, but anyway, I think this is like it for the show, because time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So Twila, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your story and sharing the message. And I really hope there's a lot of women out there, and men too. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Everybody, because everybody can benefit from it. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of strong men out there where they appear strong, but they still have their own insecurities too.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's not owned by just women.
That's right.
It's everybody. And it's like, you know, y'all are amazing. You have amazing gifts.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. Fear is really just a 4-letter word.
That's right.
It's a 4-letter word. Okay. And it means nothing except, of course, if your life is actually in danger, you're getting chased by a bear or something. That's a different kind of fear.
Yes.
The survival fear. We're talking about the fear that we put into ourselves, with the self-doubts, that negative self-talk, listening to all the naysayers who come from their own sets of beliefs, you know. And no, you guys are amazing. You are amazing. And everybody has so much to give. And it may not seem anything to you, but to somebody it might mean the world. Think about that.
Love that.
That's food for thought right there.
That is great food for thought.
Because we all have gifts. So anyway, so thank you again, Twila, for being here. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you here and figuring out how we can bring this. And I will put all your contact info in the credits. So if people want to reach out to you because they want to bring that to their town, you know, they can reach out to you. So I'm excited. This is so cool. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So thanks again for watching another episode. It was a little longer than 30 minutes, but hey, it's YouTube. You can pause it. You can come back, whatever.
That's
It's all
right.
good. It was good information. I think it's necessary. So thank you all for watching. And as always, be happy, be kind, be love. And I love you guys. Bye.